Anyway, okay. Deaf Ears 1.
This is Nervous Eaters with Rock and Roll Your Heart Away. At my office, the music is set to a classic rock channel that seems to shuffle through the same 30 to 40 songs every day. All bona fide hits, but God, it gets so old for me all day, every day. A constant parade of the same old, same old. For someone like me who likes to constantly add new entries into my liked song list, I wonder why some get satisfied with such a limited choices. Maybe they like that classic style. Well, where would one go for new classic rock? How about going right to the original source? The Nervous Eaters were forging the way 40 years ago, becoming legendary in the underground Boston rock punk scene. Now, returning once again with their sixth full-length album, just 2 years after the last offering. These 10 new tracks bop by in 36 minutes, most in the 2 to 5 minute range, and as the album cover suggests, are largely about the universal rock themes of boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy finds another girl who may or may not be a vampire.
The opening track, Rock and Roll Your Heart Away, is an upbeat anthem celebrating the Rathskeller, the venue where they were always very much in demand as the house band. The rock and roll tenets and pop punk sensibilities are packed in spades. The drums of David McLean start for a measure alone in a stutter pulse that continues throughout the heartbeat of this song. Enter the piano of Jim Sullivan plinking sprightly away over jangly riffs of Steve Collado and Adam Sherman. Collado's vocals are half sung and half spoken with a punchy melody. As a pleasing rasp around the edges, it seems to still show the stylistic influences of Rick Ocasek, who once helped produce the band's demos. The whole album just has more hooks than a fat lady's bra. Vampire has layered vocals with chimey upbeat riffs, tambourine fills, and drums building the tension until boiling over in a roll. Lyrics starting out in longer phrases that shorten in quick clips. Valerie's a vampire, no one takes you higher, ice cold fire, sundown, turn around, everybody's going down. While the girl next door uses bouncing drums, slightly echoey riffs that trade off, mirroring the melody of the refrain. The bass of Carissa Johnson adds further depth and extremely head-bob-inducing. The punk-like repetition of she's a girl is downright contagious. Equally grabby are the rhyming lyrics in Don't Need to Make You Mine, layered over jangly upbeat riffs and the sprightly piano plunking away.
The slower ballads of the bunch are new face with more plaintive, longer guitar tones and a haunting synth line, as the lyrics express the regrets to an ex who reinvented herself and moved on. In the Shadows is in a similar vein, but still manages to remain upbeat. Collado's vocals change into a falsetto for the chorus, Love's Gonna Die in the Shadow, for a most goosebump-inducing effect. So much going on here, but if I had to pick a favorite, it would be Charlene. It's a packed track that would not be out of place on an early Aerosmith record. Guitar riffs whining out in the repeated oscillating refrain that will have you singing along. Wah, 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 wah. The organ brings a Doors-like mystical atmosphere throughout. There's a crunch-tastic guitar solo by Collado, while McLean's drums are a steady hammering beat, with Johnson plucking out groovy bass line. Just try to keep your shoulders from shimmering and join in the hey, 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 that busts out like hand claps.
Remember the words of the great Jim Morrison, who said, I am the Lizard King. We're out of mustard. Collado's songwriting is what one would expect from a seasoned pro who has honed his craft since the groundbreaking beginnings. The road may not have always been smooth on their journey, but something has to be said for the cult following that is super excited to again have new music from this reformed band, and they have caught fire once again. To quote Huey Lewis, this album is a testament that the heart of rock and roll is still beating. So forget the same old classic rock. The Nervous Eaters, as they say, are masters of that old backbeat rhythm that really drives them wild.
Doot, 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 doot.
Yep. So this song is Charlene.
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.